They said the world is the great gymnasium.
The world
where
is
we come to make ourselves strong.
What?
Cody's corner? Question? Yo, I'm not gonna hold you.
the world.
I'm not. Yo, bro, it's kind of hard to come up with a
Yeah,
quote
but
that's
that's
gonna
what you
really
came
what,
up
like
with?
get. I don't know.
How many athletes? How many athletes are there in the world?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I went on a quote app and I went in the category labeled strength.
Why don't you just pick an athlete that you like that day or whatever? Look up the quotes, from notable quotes from them, and then
because
pick
there's
one.
no better athlete to me than Swami Vivekananda.
Swami.
Swami, Swami, Swami.
I think a Swami is their moniker.
Vivekananda.
I think Swami is like their moniker, like their title.
Oh, by the way, because he just did that on purpose for a fact. Did you see that SportsCenter post where they were talking about Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce opening up a steakhouse?
No.
They make a post about Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce opening up a steakhouse, and they write in the quote on the post, the moniker for the new steakhouse, like people were just using that word. SportsCenter is listening to Cody's Corner.
They are.
And stealing our flow.
They are.
I feel like Soldier.
You did it first? We did it first.
He stole my whole flow.
Drake.
Listen, all I'm saying is we are speaking and they are listening. So,
Yeah.
but they're gonna try and run away with the sauce. And
We're going
they
to
can't
talk
do
about
it.
this a little later, but while you're talking about quotes, I was like, let me look up some Mike Tyson quotes.
Oh my God, this guy.
I want you to read this one.
You are
I want
so
you to-
like.
I was laughing. I want you to read this one. You don't have to say it out loud,
There's
but
a Mike Tyson quote.
yeah.
I'm gonna read it, and every time something bad is said, I'm gonna say blank. Hold up. Turn it a little bit more. I can't really see it. Hey, at one point.
No, the one under that.
Oh.
You see what a
I
giant
can
mouse
sell
is?
out Madison Square Garden, blankster baiting. We'll leave room for the imagination to the listener. Why would he even? Yo, he's kind of out of his mind, dude.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, we all knew that, right? Have you ever seen that? Like, all right, I've only.
Have you ever seen his TV show?
I haven't seen his TV
What's
show,
Adventures
but
of
I've
Mike
listened to his
Tyson?
podcast. Yo, he eats pieces of a shroom bar like it's a regular Hershey's bar, bro. Like he bites at least like 5 pieces, like a yonk.
David, have you ever seen his cartoon?
Yes.
It's a great time.
Yeah.
Well,
Ali showed me that.
speaking of shows that I need to watch, they gotta listen to ours. Hello, everybody, and welcome officially to Cody's Corner, Cody's week by week hot takes on who's gonna take the W in any sport that you like. We watched all the chaos that was the last couple days of the free agency market in the NFL. It was something serious.
It was.
Something that, we talked about calm before the storm. That was a storm. Like, that was as if someone just shuffled a deck of cards and repassed them out to everybody else. Like, okay, you're here, you're there.
You know what this is? This is what we love in sports. We love parity, right? We love all these teams, new faces. What's this guy's gonna do on this team now? You know what I mean? We love it.
Right. So, in one shot, in one breath, I'm going to try and say every running back on the free agent market and where they went to.
Good
without
luck.
stopping. Ready? Ready? Saquon Barkley, Eagles. Josh Jacobs, Packers. Derrick Henry, Ravens. Tony Pollard, Titans. Austin Eckler, Commanders. DeAndre Swift, Bears. Devin Singletary, Giants. Gus Edwards, Chargers. A.J. Dillon, Green Bay Packers. Zach Moss, Bengals. Deontay Foreman, nowhere. Antonio Gibson, Patriots. DJ Dallas, Cardinals. Oh.
And thank you for listening to Cody's Corner.
Imagine that was it. All right, guys, we can wrap it up now. And also, no, on a serious note,
That was pretty good.
we're gonna go.
That was better than I thought.
I'm basically Busta Rhymes,
I don't know about
and
that.
I gotta show it, and I gotta get it, and I gotta show it, and I gotta do it. And I'm not doing anything. I mean, I don't know. I can't do it. But on that note, we're talking about the aftermath of where all these running backs that we talked about had went. If we were right, if we were wrong, do we deserve them? Do they deserve it?
Do we deserve him?
Do we deserve it?
I know a team that
There's
doesn't
gonna be
deserve
some
one.
teams that we look at the TV like, I don't know if I really deserve this. I feel like I deserve better.
There's something I didn't deserve.
You know what
that
I mean?
happened.
So let's get right into it, man. We're gonna go down this list. You know, our favorite. You know, CBS Sports. Shout out CBS.
They're just so great at formatting.
Well, I love you.
They're so great at like having it nice and
About-
set up
about
so I can
keeping
read
structure
it. Yeah,
As a
their
business.
structure is amazing.
Wow, a news channel with informative news.
I have to say,
in a good order.
they're outdoing ESPN.
Talk about it.
I mean, whenever we've used one, it hasn't been ESPN.
It's true. We actually used PFF before we used ESPN.
Exactly.
Big CBS.
How big is your CBS? So
David's got to chill.
yeah, David does kind of chill over there. We're just gonna, he's having a good time over there. Honestly, I would too if I was sitting in that desk. That desk is beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice over here.
So on that note, right now we all know that David's sitting comfortably as we
Wait,
roll
hold
into-
on. Wait, I want to get a little bit more comfortable. Though. Hold on.
Hold up, do it.
I don't think the people.
You gotta hold it. You gotta hold it.
Yeah.
Oh, the desk dropped a little bit. Did you see that?
It's nice.
So for everybody listening, David got a desk that raises and lowers by himself. So he's sitting super cozy over there.
Just trying to get in a little optimal height. You know what I mean? Right now.
Which is the best height for podcasting, Google. So, starting about the best place for something. Number 1,
Oh my goodness, he's so good.
Derrick Henry, Baltimore
He wants
Ravens.
to be me.
He's so
So
good.
Listen,
bad.
all
Oh,
I can
God.
tell you is that
He's so
So
good.
there's no copying around here, right? I pick up game as I go along this path of life. You feel me? And if it hits me, it hits me. That's all
Yeah.
you could do, right?
Right,
So,
well, the man with 2 first names, he went to a new team.
Derrick Henry.
He went to a new team.
You know who was the last successful player with a first name and last name of a first name in the NFL?
Who?
Tom Brady.
He was the last one.
Tell me someone else with a first name, last name, both first names.
Sam Darnold.
He's not successful.
What? Hold on a
Darnold?
second. Hold on a
Darnold?
second. Why was he the first person you
I just thought of somebody with a first name and last name that could be the same thing.
Russell Wilson.
I'm a little offended that you just brought up him anywhere near the light of Derrick Henry. I gotta tell you.
Russell Wilson's a good one.
We'll get to Sam Darnold next week. He's a Viking now, but we'll speak on that later on. Derrick Henry, 2 years, $60 million to the Baltimore Ravens. I think this is gonna be good for Lamar Jackson because as a
Michael
heavy,
Thomas.
as a really strong running back,
That's a guy with 2 first names.
he didn't get signed by anybody.
I know, it's just a guy with 2
He's
first
He's
names.
a free agent
That's-
currently.
He's just a guy.
He's doing better than Derrick Henry and Tom Brady. Doubt it. 100% doubt that one.
When he's a Chief, we'll see.
When he's on the couch, we'll see.
He's probably gonna be a Dolphin.
Oh, I can see that. Oh, but they got a nice core. But look, we're getting distracted
Yeah,
because
we're not talking about
you're
receivers,
not
David.
focused.
Sorry.
Okay, stick to the CBS Sports
There's
list.
just
that
so
is
much
so
going
nice in
on.
front of us.
There's just so much going on.
I'm not gonna hold you. If there was any time for us to be overstimulated, it's the last couple of days and what's been going on ESPN News. So it's gonna be good for Lamar Jackson, as I said, as a run-heavy team in general, and a team that gave up, I believe, 2 of their running backs. This is someone that already works. They have a strong O-line as they've had to hold up things that are going on with Lamar Jackson. As we know, Odell Beckham is no longer on the Ravens. So they were looking for that last really strong piece that they can rely on. I think it's right now when we find out, is Derrick Henry what was messing up, or was it the Titans O-line?
It was the Titans. I can't blame Derrick Henry as bad as that team was.
Right.
I mean, I said it last year.
That's the worst O-line in football. Just throw it out there last year.
Yeah, it wasn't good. But look, I said it last year. They had a really good backup running back. I spoke about him a lot, and you didn't like him.
Tajay Spears.
And I said they're going to move on from Henry because they have that kid. And they did. I said they should have traded him. They didn't. So,
I mean, look, needless to say, Tennessee has made a lot of moves, offensively especially, on what they're going to do next season, which makes up for the loss of Derrick Henry. I mean, if you're losing an amazing running back like that, you got to hope to, make up something for whoever's going to be the quarterback, probably Will Levis. So, is he going into a better situation? Absolutely.
I mean, look, I think
No one's going to look at this as man, it's gonna be harder for him in Baltimore. You know what I mean? Everybody kind of knows that Tennessee was kind of crumbling at the seams.
Yeah.
Their best player last year was DeAndre Hopkins, and he was out for half the season.
Yeah. I think this might have been like Henry's best team to join. They got him for only 2 years, $16 million. So they're not they're not gonna have him for too long as he's older already.
I think he's 31.
Yeah. So they're getting him at that tail end, but not super long term. You know what surprised me? The other team I said that I thought would go after him heavy,
The Cowboys.
and they didn't even call him.
The Cowboys have, I think they made like 0 free agency moves as of right now.
0.
Like
Is it 0?
none. The
It's 0.
Cowboys
It's
have
0.
been dormant this entire time. The only thing they did was Tony Pollard left. That's it.
And Dak is like under investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Dallas has their hands tied right now anyway. So maybe that's why. But needless to say, man, look, I really think that this is going to be a good matchup for him. But, and I want to emphasize this, does that mean that Derrick Henry and the Ravens are going to be a predictable offense next year?
No. I don't think so.
What, Lamar's going to run it or he's going to run it?
All right, or Lamar's going to throw it. He's shown that he could
The
do it
only
last year.
receiver they have left now is
Zay
Zay
Flowers.
Flowers. Is
And
he a
they
number
have-
1 to you?
Yeah.
Oof,
I mean, look, if
I don't know about that one.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean? What you don't know about that one? Because wasn't you just praising this guy last week?
Zay Flowers?
Yeah.
When?
I wasn't here last
Oh
week.
no, it was. I'm sorry. It's your other boy,
Who?
Hollywood.
Oh, Hollywood. Yo.
I
mean-
yeah. Okay.
I mean, look, we're gonna talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
that when the
yeah,
day
I
comes.
get it.
What did I say about him, though?
All right.
All right, we're
All
gonna
right.
leave that right there.
Zay
All right.
Flowers, Zay Flowers to me is okay. He's a little better, but in the same bracket as Rashee Rice to me. He's
Zay
a little better,
Flowers?
than Rashee Rice.
I trust Rashee Rice way more than I trust.
No, I trust Zay Flowers more. But like I said about Rashee Rice, I don't think he should have been the number 1, and I still don't think he should be the number 1. Right?
So now,
I mean,
so
not
now you got-
potentially right now.
So
he's
now you
number
got
two.
two number 2s.
Yeah, 2A, 2B.
I think that's good enough for Mahomes. I think he's
I
gonna.
mean, if he could do it with nobody, he
Yeah.
could definitely do it with somebody. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, and that's not to say Travis Kelce. We're not talking about tight ends, obviously. Like as far as the receiver position goes, but let's stick to running backs for today.
yeah, I'm sorry.
So, like I said, this is my chance to, as the one who's always overstimulated. Now you guys are at my level, so I'm like,
Don't
yo,
the
we have
who's
to
the who's the Ravens out there? KJ Osborne, or is that
That's
wrong
the
team? That's the
Vikings.
Vikings.
they really don't have anybody else. But as you look into that, we're gonna jump into number 2, and I'm gonna save my voice for number
They have
2.
Mark Andrews.
Right.
They're
I mean, what do you-
fine.
Yeah, they'll be all right.
Zay
If he
Flowers,
could stay
Andrews.
healthy.
You're not gonna. Yeah, you can. It's not predictable.
Now, to move towards a player that's gonna excite you a little more, right? We got Saquon Barkley
Oof.
going to the Philadelphia Eagles. 3
Disgusting.
years, $37.75 million.
I've been waiting to hear.
You're dead to me.
He's dead to me.
Yeah, that's how you're on your tiki shit.
Dead to me.
Why?
What do you
Why?
mean? Why?
Yeah, no, I want to know why. Because he wanted to be a giant. You guys didn't value him.
Me?
It's facts.
What I do?
Well, the owners, your GMs, everybody in charge over there.
And they instead they gave
For how much money? I think it was like a $2 million difference. Get
Yeah.
out of here, dude. I don't want to hear that. Good for you, Saquon.
And then instead they paid Daniel Jones, and now they just signed Drew Lock, and they're gonna draft another quarterback.
Dead
Like,
to you. You're ungrateful.
Yeah, they're
Dead to me.
The Giants are sick in the head, bro.
You're ungrateful, dude.
I don't know how else you thought you were gonna keep a player of that
I,
caliber.
I
in New
said
York.
I said it last time. I wasn't expecting to keep him, but you don't leave for a rival.
The rivals offered the money.
I'm sure he was getting money from
On
other
top
teams
of
as
that,
well.
look, we kind of spoke about that when it happened.
Now
but
I have
I'm
a
sure
question.
the
Hold on.
Eagles weren't the only team.
I have a question. How come
why doesn't
How-
glue
how-
stick to the inside of the bottle?
How come owners and GMs and all these people, they don't have to show loyalty, but players do?
I think it should be both ways.
That's a good question.
I agree
I
with
know
you.
you think it should be both ways, but it's not both ways. So I'm asking you, if the team that you wanted to stay with, that drafted you, that you tried to renegotiate all this other things, right, to stay with, wasn't loyal to you, went out and got Devin Singletary.
Yeah, but that they got him after Barkley left.
I'm just saying. Well, because you didn't make him an offer.
Yeah,
Not even.
they didn't get a chance. He signed right at when the window opened.
Didn't get a chance.
Yo, dude.
Are you kidding me?
Saquon Barkley
You
had
franchise tagged
40
him.
Yeah, bro.
They didn't franchise tag him.
Oh
did
my
last
god.
No, they
year.
didn't.
Yes, they did.
This year they didn't.
Yeah, this year, and then offered him nothing. That's what I'm trying to say. They franchise tagged him last year, then this year offered him absolutely nothing.
It's true. Bro.
He probably wanted to hit free agency.
Nah, dude.
He
No.
wanted to hit free agency.
You're delusional, bro.
See what's out there.
Nah, man. Nah, you're Delulu, dude. Nah, bro.
That's how sports work. They go, they test the waters, and he saw money, he went for it.
I mean,
Because the team that he wanted to
Okay.
play
Okay,
for
look.
wouldn't even offer him a contract. What would you do?
the
Why
team
am I?
he wanted to play on didn't
That's,
give him money.
that blind
and then-
loyalty will get you killed. That's
and then
dumb.
in the 4 years he was there, I don't think they made any moves on the offensive line. And then they gave Daniel Jones $160 million.
Like, come on.
I'm not saying it's been great moves. I'm not defending.
Well, then don't defend that he wanted to leave, bro. It goes hand in hand. If you're,
I can't
if
root
you
for him,
understand
though.
why he'd be upset
I
about
can't
the
root
money,
for him. I can't root for him.
I mean, he's
on a right. I
And the
can't root for
Eagles
him.
have a great offensive line. Like you're
but
you're
Jason
giving me a
Kelce
chance.
also just retired though.
That's fine. He's not the entire offensive
He's
line.
not.
He was just, you know what I mean.
The
But
center.
I'm just
can't root
saying.
for him. I can't root for him.
That's fine.
He's on a rival team.
You don't want to root for him.
I said
that's fine.
if he
dead to
went
you?
to a team, he's dead to me a little bit. You go in Philly. You're as a New York fan.
I'm gonna tell you also why I think you're wrong, right? Because my mom, right, who's a big Giants fan, she said as soon as he got signed, I'm gonna have to get a Philly jersey.
Well, no, can't do that.
She liked Barkley as a player,
Mm-hmm.
and you all jokes aside, you gotta respect
Sauce
that he
Gardner-
tried to stay with you guys
I respect
in
it.
the mud for like 4 years.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just hurt right now. You have to give me time.
Yeah.
Right now, he's dead to me.
Stage 1 is
I'll come
Well, that's
around.
what. Well, see,
But
that's
right
what I
now-
want. I want you to open up. I want you to admit. I want you to, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the
It
first sign of
hurts.
recovery, bro.
Therapy.
But don't lash out.
It's
do
It's
it.
the first part, okay? There's phases of this.
There is
to
phases.
stage
There is
Denial.
grief. There is phases.
All right. It's the same. Like let's say Sauce
Delusion
Gardner.
is one of those.
Let's say Sauce Gardner wanted to stay at Jet. They didn't sign him. And he went. And he's a Patriot. How would you feel?
Darrell Revis.
Darrell Revis did.
Happened.
How'd you feel?
I was a little hurt,
Yeah, it's hurt.
but he wasn't dead to me.
Nah,
I was a little hurt.
I still wanted to see him do well.
I like Darrell. Still do.
I was still looking for the island.
He's in our Ring of Honor, is he not?
I went to the game where he got his jersey retired as a Jet.
There you go.
So,
So,
look,
but
I wish
regardless of
Saquon 3 years of health,
okay, I'll take that.
and that's it.
So
Yeah,
now,
but
that's all I can
regardless,
do.
To say
regardless
you're
of
dead to someone means like you don't even want them to live
regardless
there.
of your
No.
personal feelings, how do you feel about the move though? Because I think it was a good move.
I think it's a great move for Philly.
Yeah.
I still think he would have been better off in Texas, in Houston,
Mhm.
or as a Charger. But, you know, other things happened there. I'm surprised that Houston didn't make this push on him when they have the money for
Probably
it.
did.
I can't imagine if Houston offered him the same exact contract, he would have not chosen them over Philly.
Now I wanna just quote what CBS Sports says here, if I may. It says Barkley proved in New York that when healthy, there may not be a better back in football.
It's true.
Hmm.
Now, all
Hey.
emotional connections aside, do you think that's true, PD?
When healthy, when he's on the field, he is
Is he the
a
best
top
running back?
3 running back in the game.
Who's the best running back in the game?
McCaffrey.
You think that a fully healthy?
McCaffrey's better than Barkley. Fully healthy.
Now, would you say that you think that because you have had more chances to see Barkley because he has had a healthier career?
No, Barkley hasn't had a healthy career
He
up to
hasn't
this
had a
point.
healthy career, but he's had a healthier career than Barkley.
McCaffrey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barkley has been
Yeah,
hurt
yeah.
for
No,
way
yeah.
longer than McCaffrey's been hurt. So that's what I'm saying to you. If they
McCaffrey
were both,
did have
if
seasons
they both
where he
had
was
the
hurting.
same amount of grass time,
I would still take
McCaffrey
McCaffrey.
still- I think it's interesting. I may be biased myself by a fandom of the Giants that I live very near to myself. So I've seen the hype You know what I mean? But I don't know, man.
I mean, you
think
saw
that-
what he can do in Madden
Stop it, bro.
21.
What?
Cut it out, dude.
Oh my god.
David,
This
you,
is a.
you don't know this, but me and Cody, we used to play Madden a lot.
Okay.
He used to always use the Jets. I used to use the Giants.
Mm-hmm. Only right.
I'm trying to remember which. This was like Madden 21.
I believe so, or 20.
There was one year where Saquon's juke, he would juke and he'd go like 7 feet to the right, and Cody would freak out every time
That
I
was
hit him
like-
with that juke.
That was like I think his second or first year in,
Yeah.
in the NFL.
Yep.
So like his first year was his rookie year. He didn't do crazy, but his second year was when like he really started exploding before he got hurt. So he would juke in Madden, and it'd literally be like 5 yards to the left and to the right.
That's crazy.
And yeah, so a
Oh
little
look, this is a great
some
signing.
nightmares I have at night because of this player. So
Great signing for the Eagles.
yeah.
I still think they have some other things to figure out on that team. They're I don't know. It's just sometimes it felt like they weren't a championship culture.
Should we have a moment of silence for the New York Giants now?
No.
No,
Is it over for the New York Giants now?
this year, yeah, it's not our year.
So that's it. You sign a quarterback for 160 mil, and now you go into a rebuild.
Craziness.
That is kind of wild, no? Come on,
Craziness.
bro.
We are in a rebuild.
As far as New York teams go, right now, the Jets are looking the most promising.
Yeah, but that's what we said last year.
They are.
I know,
They're
but
looking the most promising.
looking doesn't do anything.
I
We got to
didn't-
prove it
I
on the
didn't
field.
say it's gonna do something. I said it's
Yeah, but it's
looking.
looked like that for 2 years in a row, and then nothing's happened.
The Giants were looking. What do you mean? The Giants just went to the playoffs a year
Two-
ago.
2 years ago,
2
yeah.
years ago. That's not true.
Yeah, you're right.
See, come on, bro.
Well, last year you were like, "This is this is our year."
Well, everybody.
now
thought
I know
that.
something happened.
Right, but
first
speaking
game.
of another green team, number 3, we got Josh Jacobs to the Green Bay Packers. 4 years, $48 million.
Why couldn't
Honestly-
Saquon go here?
Now this is I want to look. We're not going to mention this player specifically, but I want to mention him in the same time because it's another Green Bay move. On top of them signing Josh Jacobs, they also re-signed AJ Dillon for a 1-year deal,
And then they cut Aaron Jones.
and then they cut Aaron Jones. Now, I think that means that Green Bay understands, and maybe AJ Dillon understands his role as RB2.
He does.
And he's not one of those players that wants to go out and look for that star role where Aaron Jones did. You know, I think he went to Minnesota, as a matter of fact.
hmm
Honestly, I like this move a lot because not only does this give Green Bay an amazing running back, but he's also a good pass catcher, which is definitely a plus, especially when you're talking about Jordan Love and the player that he's developing into right now. I don't know, man. To be honest with you, this is another player that I feel like everybody was really excited for when he entered the NFL, and he always was on the Raiders, which didn't really give him a chance to do well. So jumping from Las Vegas to a team that was already making a playoff run without him, you got to be somewhat excited for this, no?
I think the Packers might be my team to watch this year.
Like they could do it.
Like,
all.
you know how I was really into the Colts last year? Might be the Packers for me. No. I don't know.
okay.
We'll see. There's still a lot that has to happen.
There's not a lot going on in the receiver room.
I'm
though.
excited to see
What
what
do you
the
mean?
Texans are going to do.
They had a great receiving core.
This year, I'm saying.
I'm excited
The
to see what the
Packers?
Texans
Yeah.
what the
They
Texans
still
are
have
gonna
the
do.
same players.
Like who?
You still have Reed. You still have Watson. And you still have, who's the third guy there?
Musgrave.
No, it's tight end. I hate that guy. Bum. Who's the third guy that I
Musgrave?
can't remember?
I don't know, man.
I'm
To
gonna
be
look it
honest
up.
with you,
I'm gonna look it up.
I guess it's looking like there's a lot of offensive
It's
players
been a
in
long
there now. But if
time.
you realistically
I
look
shouldn't
at
have
it,
left.
Romeo Dobbs.
Without
Ah,
a dope
Look, you have
beat,
Romeo
step
Dobbs,
two.
Christian Watson, and Jaron Reed.
so
Yeah.
if you look at it on a schematic basis, Green Bay right now, the only difference is instead of Aaron Jones, you have Josh Jacobs, and I gotta say that is a plus, if you ask me.
I think that's an upgrade.
Yeah, they ended up better than they were before. you
That's
know?
an
And
upgrade.
that's all
Yeah.
you could expect out of free agency or pray for out of free
Yeah,
agency.
yeah.
So, honestly, I've never ever doubted Green Bay's front office ever. Like, I think they're some of the smartest people in football. They're not always the best, but they're always consistently there.
This is a great move.
Yeah, a great move.
I think this might put them over the top to compete for a championship this year.
Now,
It's going to be tough, but
since we brought up Aaron Jones,
Really?
I think they can compete for a championship this year.
you talking about Minnesota?
No, he's
No,
talking about Green
Packers.
Bay.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
If Jordan Love can take that next step,
I mean, they're already right there. They only lost to the Packers.
no,
No?
they are the Packers.
I'm sorry. They only lost to the Niners, right?
Yeah, which is, it's not an easy task.
If you lost to the team that went to the Super Bowl, I think you could pat yourself on the back a little bit.
Yeah.
They won't, but I would.
If Jordan Love can develop into like a top 6, 7 quarterback in the league,
If he could play how he was playing in like the last
just a little
3
more,
playoff
yeah,
games,
exactly, like that, then I think there's gonna be a team to watch.
If he could have a Dak Prescott season,
Ugh.
regular season, and then a
not a playoff.
his regular
Got
season,
it. There it is.
and then he could have a Jordan Love postseason.
Man,
Hey.
he looked bad
I'm
in the
saying,
playoffs.
I know, dude.
Dak Prescott is never gonna like.
I mean, look, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but I think it's really funny. I didn't look at this list before you sent it to me, if I'm being honest. The fact that we brought up Aaron Jones, he's number 4 on this
Next
list.
on the list.
1 year, $7 million deal. This is why I was upset at David before. The first thing that the article says about the Vikings, it says, adding Jones along with arrival of quarterback Sam Darnold.
Dot.
You know what? Yeah, for real. Like, because Sam Darnold has brought himself this lens in public media where if you say his name, it has to be followed by a long sigh. And
It's,
Sam
it's like Zach
Darnold,
Wilson.
and you say to yourself, they were already in a mess. When I say a mess of quarterback trouble last year in Minnesota. Lord knows I would have never thought. They said, oh, the solution to our problems
Sam Darnold.
is Sam Darnold. Hell no.
That guy that's backing up Brock Purdy over there.
Yeah, and thank God he never had to touch grass.
Let me ask you this. We could talk about this more next week.
Yeah.
Do you think Sam Darnold will be starting for the Vikings game 3 in the season?
Game 3?
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, he might fight for the quarterback 1 position right now.
That's what I'm saying. But do you think it's his?
Yeah, I think so.
You don't think they're gonna try to upgrade?
I don't really think they have a high draft pick, so I can't see them going with another quarterback. But
Trade for Fields? Is that possible?
I mean, there's still stuff on the table. To be honest, I feel like they're worrying more about paying Justin Jefferson. That would be my priority.
I think
number
they
1.
need to trade Justin Jefferson.
What do you mean?
Ooh.
I don't think they're gonna win.
That's the thing.
Do you think this team's gonna win a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold?
I think
The
Aaron,
Vikings?
I think Aaron
Yeah.
Jones definitely
No.
helps the
No.
case. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why I think you're wrong. They're running.
You think
backs
they're gonna
last
win
year-
the Super Bowl?
I didn't say I think they're gonna win the Super Bowl, but they're definitely at a bonus right now, and I'm gonna tell you why. They knew they were gonna lose Kirk Cousins if they already didn't know what was gonna go on with him, right? So then their backup situation was either gonna be Sam Darnold now, Josh Dobbs, or whoever the hell else was in their quarterback room last year. A bunch of nobodies.
Baker Mayfield. They could
So
have gone for.
at least, right? You have a quarterback now that was prepared to come in the Super Bowl.
He just so happened to be on the right team.
Okay, well, it's not his fault.
This
you know?
team isn't gonna do anything.
But on
They
top of
are.
that, hold up, let me finish. Their running backs were Alexander Madison and Cam Akers. Aaron Jones is better than both of them.
Yeah.
Combined, probably.
Yeah.
All right? So that's a better position in the running back room. They already paid T.J. Hawkinson. If they can figure out Justin Jefferson with a decent quarterback, which is the new formula, as we all know, and Sam Darnold,
He's not. No, but he's not.
maybe.
He's not a decent quarterback.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question because you were on my ass this whole season about this, right?
All right.
You said that they could have. Who was it? It wasn't David. I think David was on my side. Wasn't it you that saying you could have put Zach Wilson in the 49ers position?
No. I was
And he
on,
would've
I was on your
succeeded?
side. No, I was on your side.
Was it David
That
that
was
said
David.
that? David.
Yeah, what's up?
You remember saying that if Zach Wilson was in the same position as Brock Purdy last year, that he would have been as productive?
I don't remember saying it, but I agree.
So, if that's true,
I don't think that's true.
but let's say hypothetically, right? You don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true.
Okay.
And I don't think the Vikings offense is set up to be as easy, quote unquote, as easy to succeed in as the 49ers.
I disagree with you, and I'm going to tell you why. Yes, of course, the 49ers
Joshua
have...
Dobbs couldn't do it long term.
Of course, the 49ers have the best running back in football, right? However, Justin Jefferson was out for a long time. And Jordan Addison, that other receiver that they had, was dominating.
He's nice.
He was nice. When they had nobody quarterbacks, he was nice. When Josh Dobbs went on that little run, he was the number one go-to guy. Now, if he's healthy and Justin Jefferson manages to stay on his team, that's two receivers mixed with the highest paid tight end in football, which is T.J. Hawkinson.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have a good running back in the backfield.
You're
Maybe you don't need a crazy guy.
Yes, you do. That's the most important part of a team.
If you have arguably the best receiver in the league, then why do you need such a crazy quarterback?
Because who's throwing the receiver the ball?
If Brock Purdy can throw Debo the ball, I think Sam Darnold.
So you're putting Brock Purdy on the same level as the Sam Darnold.
No, I always thought.
That's what you're telling me.
No, but what I'm saying to you is you have to
They're nowhere close.
Give and take.
They're nowhere close.
Okay, I'm gonna put it like this: Justin Jefferson is so much better than Debo Samuel that maybe he could make up for the lack of talent that Sam Darnold has over Brock Purdy.
I don't think
Could
he
you
can.
say that?
Nope.
All right. If
Let's look at.
We'll put it into
let's look at
numbers.
it in
No,
New
no,
York.
I'm a
Let's
numbers
look at it in
guy.
New York. Your
New York
receiver,
makes me wanna
Garrett
blow a
Wilson.
casket out of my head. I don't
Garrett
wanna talk about the
Wilson, to
Jets
me,
right now.
is a top 5 talented receiver in the game right now.
We're talking about running backs.
You're telling me about Justin Jefferson.
Okay, fine. So
Garrett
be it.
Wilson
So
has the talent to be that guy.
be it. Okay.
And what? He couldn't do anything because what? He didn't have a QB to throw to him.
No, sorry. He had the worst QB. I'm not talking about the worst.
What was Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold,
He wasn't much better as a
he
Jet.
has played better ever since he left the Jets.
He hasn't played
He was a starter in Carolina.
and lost the job to a rookie.
That was after that. He also
He didn't earn it.
He also lost his spot to Baker Mayfield, which is understandable. Baker Mayfield.
He hasn't played much better.
contending
He hasn't
quarterback.
played much better.
Okay, but maybe he doesn't need to play that much better if he arguably has the best receiver in the NFL. Is all I'm
If
saying.
I was Minnesota, I'd go out and find another QB.
If I was putting into numbers,
Cody, we're not talking about QBs.
no. Yeah, no, yo, f you, bro. So look, the truth is,
Yeah, fudge you too.
is that this is a family show, right? So if Brock Purdy out of 100, well, let's say it's like game ratings,
I think
right?
Brock Purdy's a
Hold on
really
a
good
second.
quarterback.
If Brock Purdy, let's just say his highest rating I would give him on, let's say it was Madden, it's like an 83, right? 82, 83 to 80. Put him right there, right? Debo is probably around the same, maybe like 85, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Sam Darnold
It's like a 62.
is probably like a 70.
And Justin Jefferson's a 90.
Justin Jefferson's a 90.
I don't think it's enough.
They both equal.
Vikings-
They both equal 160.
If Sam Darnold is the
You get what I'm
starting,
saying?
if Sam Darnold is the starting quarterback this season, even with Aaron Jones here, they're not making the playoffs.
Well,
They're not making the
That
playoffs.
might be a divisional problem because Chicago's looking like a monster. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
And why do they look so much better? Because
Chicago?
they have a quarterback.
No.
What?
You-
Their tight ends
They
not.
still don't know who their
their ti-
quarterback's going to be
their-
next
but
year.
either
But
one, either one is better than Sam Darnold.
You know what?
Their tight end
I would love.
is not as good as Hawkinson.
I would love to skip. I would love to skip the other players and go back to them so we could talk about the Bears right now. Because one of the players on this list is DeAndre Swift to the Chicago Bears.
Let's talk about it right now.
For 3 years, $24 million. That's a good move because Chicago is actually putting pieces together to fight in that division. They got DeAndre Swift. They got
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. They got Cole Kmet is no bum either.
Yeah, he's all right.
And then whoever they get potentially between Justin Fields or Caleb Williams would be the piece that they need. But I'll tell you this. It depends on how high of a ceiling you give to Caleb Williams.
They also signed Gerald Everett. backup tight end.
Okay. Or unless they run a 2 tight end scheme now, which they could. Cole Kmet,
Yeah.
Gerald Everett. I'm pretty sure they signed another receiver, no?
I'm looking. Dante Pettis,
But on that same note,
Petey, who's better, Keenan Allen or Darnell Mooney?
Keenan Allen. It's not even close.
Keenan Allen has a higher ceiling. Darnell Mooney has a higher floor.
No, I'll disagree.
I'm going to tell you why. Why?
Keenan Allen has a better floor.
So he has a better floor and a better ceiling than Darnell Mooney.
They're both injury prone.
They're both injury prone, but why?
Yeah.
But Darnell Mooney's so much younger. He's 27.
Okay. You could ask me this next year, but right now, Keenan Allen.
Okay.
You know, this goes hand in hand. Do you just not believe in age, bro? We were having this whole Mike Tyson.
I saw
Jake
what
Paul
Keenan
thing
Allen
off-
did last
off
year.
Mike, and I think you got to understand that, like, when it comes down to it, there's a reason why. I think there's a reason why Chicago got Keenan Allen for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta look.
I think it's just a good deal. Keenan Allen had a great year last year. I have
Okay.
no reason to believe that he's going to take a major step back. Maybe the age will catch up a little bit.
You don't think Justin Herbert, losing Justin Herbert and potentially having Justin Fields or Caleb Williams is not gonna put him at a setback? Are you crazy?
No, he's not going to take a step back.
He didn't have. But why, bro?
He had a great.
It's a lower caliber of quarterback. Either way you look at it, bro.
You saw what DJ Moore was doing last year in Chicago?
Look, I know that the Chargers sucked last year, right? But you're gonna right now.
And Keenan
who's
Allen's
better?
going crazy.
Who's better last year? Justin Herbert or Justin Fields?
Who was better last year?
Who was
Herbert.
better last year?
Herbert.
Okay.
But I saw what Fields did with DJ Moore.
The receiver can only be as good as his quarterback. That's what you said, right?
But they have-
because good
but
players
they
can
have
end
a
up
good
not playing
option
well.
at- but they
that was
have-
what you were arguing
But they
all the
have a
time.
good option at quarterback. They don't have Sam Darnold. They have Justin Fields.
Potentially.
Or a maybe better option.
Yeah,
Maybe.
if you believe in rookie quarterbacks, which I don't.
Maybe.
Which is why I think it was such a good move for DeAndre Swift to go to the Bears. Because if they still have a question mark at their quarterback, at least they have a good running back to go back to. Because they haven't had that for a minute. The last time they had a decent running back was Montgomery. And even they made him look like a bum until he went to the Lions and exploded.
I think this deal with getting Keenan Allen has opened up so many more options with their picks in the draft. There's so much they can do
If
now.
he's still him.
He's still him.
How do you know?
Because I saw what he did last year. That's all I have to say. I saw what he did last year.
He's holding on to that.
So why do you
I'm going based off what I just saw last year with every player.
What were his numbers last year?
Let's pull them up.
DeAndre Swift?
No, Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen.
He was a top 3 fantasy receiver. I know you can't put much into that.
You could put some into it, just
But-
not all of it. Let's hear it. Almighty Petey.
Well, relax.
Keenan Allen fan club. #1 Keenan Allen fan I ever met in my life.
Yeah, that's why I asked him.
Right? Why is he
I was gonna look him up. That's why I want him to do it because he's clearly a huge fan. I thought that he would have it like already like.
No. I
Ready, set, go.
I had my eyes. Keenan Allen. Number 11 in total yards,
Receiving yards.
receiving yards. He had 1,243 yards.
Receiving.
Yes, receiving. Does this have running backs too? I don't like that.
I mean, it's like the list for receiving yards.
Anyway,
Yeah, I feel like
I don't. Yeah,
I don't know. The truth is that there's no way you could look at Minnesota and
I'll
even
look it up, PD. Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
when
I'm
you
having
look, when
trouble
you're talking
here.
about the difference between
He caught 72% of the passes thrown at him.
man, look, I would love to go further into this, but we're not talking about the receivers right now. But the truth is, Chicago looks like they have a stronger plan than Minnesota right now.
Yeah.
But no one's going to get past the Lions as far as the division goes.
Chicago has a chance. They weren't that far off last year
What do
they
you
were-
mean they weren't that far
to making
off
it into the
last year?
playoffs.
Yeah, but they weren't touching.
Oh, it doesn't matter. They just need to make it into the
Detroit.
playoffs. That's all right. Just make it into the playoffs.
So, you're saying right now, right this second, that Minnesota has more or less of a chance over Green Bay to get past Chicago?
Keenan Allen was ranked 4th in receiving yards per game.
Dude. Like,
Just saying.
Listen, man.
what are you
With
talking
108
about,
receptions last year, 1,243 yards, 11.5 yards average, 7 TDs. I mean, yeah, he had a good. he had a good
Only
season.
3 receivers had more yards per game than him.
he had a
Tyreek Hill,
He had a good season.
Justin Jefferson, and CeeDee Lamb.
He had a good season. He had a good season. He played 13 games.
Had more yards than St. Brown, Puka, Nico Collins, A.J. Brown, and Ayuk.
This is the wrong day to talk about this,
I'm
Petey.
just saying, we'll talk about it next week then.
But what I want to say
Yeah.
is that the truth is,
The truth.
the honest truth. I don't think anybody really cared about where either of the running backs that were in Baltimore were going. Like Gus Edwards
No.
or J.K. Dobbins.
I like Gus Edwards.
Where obviously we spoke on them because they're on their list and like they were on a competing team for the playoffs and like you have to factor that. But like, was anybody really worried about where Gus Edwards was going?
I was. I like Gus Edwards.
Well, he signed 2 years, $6.5 million to the Chargers.
The Chargers are doing something, I guess.
I mean, they believe.
Who's their receivers now?
I mean, they just got rid of Mike Williams.
Quinton Johnston?
Yeah.
Ugh.
To be honest with you, it's looking kind of.
Trade Herbert.
No, are you
Trade
out of your
Herbert.
mind, bro? They just got a new coach. They're not gonna
Trade
get rid-
Herbert.
The point.
Send him
of-
to a better place.
Petey, what are you talking about?
He doesn't
bro?
deserve to rot in the
He's
Chargers.
not. Yo, are you on crack, dude? They just signed like the best coach in college football.
Well, is the coach going to play?
He's gonna coach the game. It doesn't
I
matter.
don't care about the coach.
All right, I'm gonna tell you to you like this. When Bill Belichick was that guy, he had a bunch of nobodies on.
Listen, hold on, real quick before you make that statement. I'm sorry. When Jim Harbaugh coached, regardless, right? His whole mo is always the
NFL
same.
or college.
His whole mo is always defense and running the ball, really, and having a quarterback that doesn't make a lot of mistakes, can throw the ball downfield.
Right.
Like there's a system in play. So I'm pretty sure that's why they let some of these guys go because they know what he want to do. That's why they re-signed with Bosa and Mack and everyone to like restructure that because he knows what he wants to do. There's a plan in play. Justin Herbert's not gonna rot as a Charger.
Yeah, you're out of your mind, bro.
I think he's going to rot. He's not going to win.
I trust Harbaugh personally, and I trust that they're making the right decisions.
There's no reason for you not to
that
trust
kid.
Harbaugh.
Yeah,
bro.
for that kid to succeed. Honestly, I do.
Like there is, how could I put it? Harbaugh hasn't given anyone a reason to not believe in his playbook.
He's had success on both levels.
He's gone to the Super Bowl and won the chip in college last year.
I look, he's done it. He's great.
So what makes it any different right now? Why do you think that they were
'cause his
pursuing
best-
him in the NFL so bad? It's because they know it.
He's a great coach.
And everybody was saying, you even said it. He's gonna save Justin Herbert, not let him rot. That's like
Yeah, that was
the whole
before
point.
they traded Keenan Allen.
No, what do you mean? Of course, yeah. So he's not gonna rot because he lost. Keenan Allen isn't all that, bro. I don't know how else. to
He's
tell
the
you.
number 1 receiver.
He was his number 1 receiver. Maybe it's Justin.
He's
Herbert
number 1 in
that's nice.
Chicago now. Justin Herbert is nice.
You think that Keenan Allen at this point in his career is better than DJ Moore? You're out of your mind, bro.
No, it's
Keenan Allen's
close,
the
though.
2. Keenan Allen's the 2.
No, he's not.
Dude, are you
Whoa.
Keenan
Keenan
Allen's
Allen's not the 2. DJ Moore's what?
Keenan Allen's not
DJ
the
Moore
2.
is
A stud.
ridiculously nice.
DJ Moore's stud,
Out
bro.
of your mind, bro.
Keenan Allen's the 1 over there.
Keenan
You're
Allen-
nuts, dude.
No.
All right, see now.
Yeah,
well,
well,
who is Keenan?
Try to
Do you
give
know
us
him?
space to- yeah,
Do you
right?
know him?
Look at the
Bro.
numbers.
All right, you guys keep.
Look, when a player
Look at the
leaves a team,
numbers.
you
You're
find
bugging out,
right?
bro.
So look,
We'll
You're
see this
bugging
year.
out. I
When-
literally.
Nah,
it's a-
you're
no. Yeah.
So
Okay.
when a player leaves a team, that's when you find out who they really are, right? That's what everybody says. We're gonna find out this year if Keenan Allen is a bum or not.
Okay.
right? 'Cause
I don't think he's a bum, but I also
not a
don't.
bum,
I'm
but
not
he's
giving him whatever this guy's giving him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that.
Keenan Allen's number 1 in Chicago.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
He's not.
Yeah, he is.
He's not.
I'll
And,
bet-
and if
I'll-
Justin
Yes.
Fields is the quarterback, he's not.
Yeah, bro.
For sure, he's not.
No.
Because he's gonna trust DJ Moore before he trusts Keenan Allen,
I
who's only
agree
gonna
with
play
you.
about 11 games
I agree
anyway.
with you, but is Justin Fields going to stay now?
I bet money.
If it's
that-
not Justin Fields, who would you say is number 1? Still DJ Moore?
I bet money. I'll bet you money right now that DJ Moore gets more targets this upcoming season than
DJ Moore had less receptions and more yards and more touchdowns.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, what?
I think Keenan Allen's going to have more receptions. This year.
And he played more.
More
than,
receptions.
More than DJ Moore.
More than DJ Moore.
When you shake on it,
And he's healthier.
shook with your left hand. What's wrong with you, bro?
Yeah,
Why
no,
did-
never
why
with
did
the left.
Why did you grab
Keenan
my?
Allen missed
why
2
did you
games
grab
at the
my
end of the
hand like
season
you were
because my
grabbing
other hand's
flowers?
busy.
Shake my hand like a man.
No.
Keenan Allen played.
No.
Keenan
No.
Allen played
Well, then you know
13
you're
games.
wrong.
Keenan Allen played 13 games last season, so he missed 4.
Okay.
I'm just like, well,
Fine.
it's more than your 2 than you
Fine.
said.
Fine.
I'm just saying.
Either
just
way,
saying.
the Chargers aren't going to do much. I'm going to tell you that.
The Chargers have more faith in Gus Edwards than they do in Keenan Allen. Maybe they know something
that we don't.
that we don't. Or
No,
that Chicago
or
doesn't.
maybe they
Yeah,
know
maybe.
what we do and what Petey doesn't.
No. No.
I think you're underselling how good Keenan Allen is.
No, I'm not underselling how good he
You
is.
guys are. You're underrating Keenan Allen by a lot.
It's true what David said. They're not a receiving offense anymore now that Harbaugh's running.
Okay,
the
so now
offense.
Gus Edwards?
They need a running back. They got rid of Austin Eckler.
I understand that,
You need
but
to sign
if
somebody.
you're going to be a run offense, Gus Edwards is your choice?
So Harbaugh's out of his mind.
Like
now?
you just said, Gus Edwards is nothing to brag.
I agree.
So,
But I
is,
think
is Gus Edwards going to be the
I have
savior of
way
that
more
offense?
faith on him now that he's under Harbaugh.
Yeah, but like it's good. At the end of the day, it's Gus Edwards.
I agree, but
And then your receivers are Josh Palmer, Quentin Johnston, and Darius Davis.
you're contradicting yourself because your whole argument that we were having before, even when you brought up Garrett Wilson, is that sometimes a good player could be on a bad team and not do anything. But that means, if in your logic, that a bad player could go on a good team and be good, right?
What are you talking about?
Because you brought up,
Unless you're Tony Pollard.
unless you're Tony
Ugh.
Pollard, but we'll cross that ugly, nasty, swampy, broken bridge when we get there, right? But you brought up Garrett Wilson before and about how if he had a better quarterback, a better team, he would have done better. If you believe that a player can go to another team and be better because of the team, then
I think Gus Edwards will be better.
Then it has to be true
And
that
LA
you can
to
go to
Baltimore.
another.
it has to be true you can go to another team and be worse.
Exactly.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about, you said Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
And you said,
I'm just talking about the Chargers right now, though.
yeah, that's why we brought
I don't
up
think
Keenan
they're going to be
Allen.
any better than they were last year.
This is when you're going to find out.
I guess, but like, there's nothing on this team besides Herbert that's telling me, oh, this is going to be a really good team.
One of the best coaches in history.
I understand that, but like, there's only so much a coach can do if he doesn't have the pieces.
So you think that the Chargers are gonna have a worse record than this year?
Possibly.
You're out of your mind.
Who besides the coach? What on this team is telling you, oh, they're going to do really well? Joshua Palmer? Quinton Johnston? Gus Edwards?
Yeah, you just said you like Gus Edwards. Now,
I
what's
do,
the
but
problem with
not.
Gus Edwards?
He's not going to lead your team to victory.
I think that they're gonna surprise us in many ways.
I
put it
hope.
to you like that.
I hope.
I'll put it to you like
Because
that.
I want to see Justin Herbert succeed.
Also, this isn't part of the list, but I want to throw this out there. Aaron Donald officially retired.
Yeah.
So, shout out to
Great.
Aaron Donald on an amazing
Great
career. Made the Pro Bowl every single year of his career. Absolute monster. So shout out to him. But now that we're done with that whole hullabaloo, I'm gonna get back to the running backs that were in between Josh Jacobs and Aaron Jones. Forgive me, Aaron
Gus
Jones
Edwards.
and DeAndre Swift.
Who are we missing? Number.
Zach Moss,
yeah.
we're on number 5 now. Zach Moss signed to the Cincinnati Bengals after.
I like Zach Moss more than I do Gus Edwards.
Me too. I don't disagree with you. But the truth is, I don't know how much faith I have in the Bengals anymore.
The Chargers gave up Keenan Allen for a 4th round pick next year.
That's what I'm saying. That's nothing.
Exactly.
No, it is nothing, but that's almost indicative to maybe how
What
they
it-
value him. No,
Yeah.
like I don't, because that seems like a steal in a way. If he's
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
that's craziness. All right, whatever. I'm sorry. I had to throw that in there.
So, this deal is interesting because Zach Moss was only paid half the money that Derrick Henry was paid in Baltimore. But some might say that this is an upgrade from Joe Mixon of last year. You know, we all know that Jonathan
No, he's
Taylor,
making the same as Derrick
Jonathan
Henry.
Taylor made Zach Moss the number 2. But when Jonathan Taylor was having all those running back issues in the beginning, he was balling it.
Zach Moss is a really
in
good running back. I
Indianapolis.
like him.
He's a great running back.
No, he's really good. I wouldn't say great.
If it was a paper, I'm giving him a B+.
It's really good.
Right.
He's not A.
He's not an A.
I don't think so.
All right. So what would you put Joe Mixon?
Joe Mixon might be A minus. He's not S.
An A- and a B+ are the same thing.
No, they're not.
What do you mean? No, they're not.
Did you go to school?
Yeah, went to school.
A minus and B. That's not the same thing.
A B+.
An A minus is from 90 to
If
93.
you're looking
A
at
B
grades,
plus
an
is an
A
86
and
and
a B.
89.
If you're looking at the difference between an A and a B+ is just a little bit more than a B.
Yeah.
And an A-
It's
is a little,
bit
less
more
than
than
a
a B plus,
It's a little bit less than an A.
but more than a B plus.
Dude, that's the same thing.
No, it's
Are
not.
you kidding me, bro?
A B plus
I would
is
say-
from on a
Right,
grade.
go ahead.
It's from 86 to 89. That's a B plus.
Right.
A minus is a 90 to a 93.
Why isn't that an A?
That's an A minus.
You know, I went to school my
Since
whole
we're
life.
talking numbers, I can tell you the reason why the Chargers let go of Keenan Allen too.
Sure.
Oh, there's a reason.
Oh, he's getting paid 15 mil.
$34.7 million cap hit.
Oh.
If he would have been on for this season.
But how much?
This is how much?
I
what?
think I think Chicago doesn't take all that in.
No, they won't.
No,
but
Yeah.
the Chargers
still
were
paid
already
him.
the
Yeah.
Chargers were already $27.5 million over the salary cap.
Ah, so they had to get rid of
So
him.
yeah, so
So it was a money thing.
yeah, it's a money thing. Okay, makes a little more
So I'll
sense.
take a sip on that one. Yeah, a sip and sink
makes
on
a
that
little
one.
makes a little more sense.
Oh, 35. Ooh, 35 million. But listen, man, I think that's a steal for the Bengals. If they can bring Joe Burrow back healthy full season and really just like hone in on that, I think that they could be a problem,
Yeah.
a real problem. And everybody was shocked when, you know, Joe Mixon was not signed again by the Bengals. But honestly, it doesn't really shock me like that.
I was gonna say, is it that shocking?
Nah, because he kind of like had a lot of injured seasons with them. This last season was kind of like the best that we saw of Joe Mixon in a full season in a while.
You know how many Pro Bowls Joe Mixon has?
No, I don't.
1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's
He's
interesting.
another one that can't stay healthy.
It's kind of
Yeah,
weird, right? Because you
we're
think
having
of
that
Joe Mixon, like
conversation.
he's a good player. Like you think, oh, he's a good player, right? He like almost seems, but yeah, man, only 1 Pro Bowl. Petey's right. He does stay injured, so
All right, so let me ask you this then, since we're on that note. So Joe Mixon was traded to Texas
For a 7th round
for a
pick.
7th-round pick from Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Who was valued more accurately? Is Joe Mixon worth a 7th-round pick, or is Keenan Allen worth a 6th-round
good
pick?
question.
I'm
dude.
gonna say this. I think most football trades, they're just undervalued in general. I feel like whenever a trade happens in football, they're never getting
What you're giving?
that. Yeah, you don't get that value back.
So whoever gives the pick is getting the better end of the stick.
Most of the time, I think you don't have to give up a lot to get a good player.
So is Joe Mixon closer to a 7th round, or is Keenan Allen closer to a 6th round?
You got traded for a 4th.
Yeah, it was the
Fourth,
4th.
sorry.
2024 4th round.
That's tough. I think
Keenan Allen's closer.
I
to
think
a
Keenan
4th.
is closer.
Keenan Allen was drafted in the 3rd round, by the way.
Yeah, which was a steal at that point.
David, can you look up when Joe Mixon was drafted?
Of course.
That's interesting. I like that. But to be honest with you, the Texans, you know, they were looking for a running back. Like you said in the beginning, you know, a lot of people thought that was going to be Saquon. But the truth is they went into last season starting Singletary. So if you were Houston, do you think you'd rather Joe Mixon or Devin Singletary?
I would rather Singletary. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I think Joe Mixon has more upside. The thing that scared me about the Texans last year was injuries.
Right.
C.J. Stroud got hurt.
Right.
Nico Collins got hurt for a little
Right.
bit. Tank Dell got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Mixon is injury prone.
Dalton Schultz got injured last
Dalton
year.
Schultz got injured. Singletary stays healthy for the most part. So you still had somebody that's like, he's going to be there.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon scares me a little bit because he can be another player that gets hurt and he misses 5
Joe
games.
Mixon was a second-round pick, 48th overall.
So you're not going to get that value back
Yeah.
at all.
Do you think that his addition maybe could give like some veteran presence in the locker room? Maybe, Joe Mixon's a little bit older.
You have Nico Collins. Nico's a vet.
Nico Collins is a vet. How long has he been in the league for?
While.
Really?
No.
To be honest, I feel like I don't really remember.
Feels like a while.
I'm very curious. But needless to say, I think that it's definitely. Let's see.
Oh, it hasn't been that long.
No, it hasn't
I
been that
couldn't
long
get
at all.
it, man.
2021 draft.
4 years.
But needless to say, I think that it's good for Houston because then you got someone who's on your locker room that has been to.
What
a
year did Joe
Super
Mixon
Bowl.
get drafted?
I think.
2017.
Yeah, I was gonna say 17.
Wow, it's been a long
18.
time.
Yeah, bro.
Keenan Allen was 2013.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. He's not bald for the looks.
Yeah.
A little old.
Put it like that. But needless to say, I feel like that's good for Texans because now you got a veteran in your locker room who's been to a Super Bowl more recently when he went with Cincinnati, and maybe that's what Texans needed to get over the hump. And you can't say that for Saquon Barkley if he had went.
Won a playoff game. That's really it.
He won a playoff game, but
Yeah.
Joe Mixon was in the bowl.
Won 2 playoff games, actually.
Oh,
Saquon?
in his career. I
Or they
think
won
once. I think
Only one,
once.
yeah.
That was that one right before he outplayed Philly
Yeah.
and got blown up. I remember that.
I mean, no, I expect
Let's see.
I think Joe Mixon's a great addition. It does scare me a little bit, the injuries. Hopefully they have a good backup, but, it's a good
That
addition.
offense is gonna sound like a SpongeBob episode. My leg, oh my leg, and it's gonna be like first CJ goes down, then Noah, then Nico, then Dalton, then it's gonna be like falling dominoes. God forbid. I would never wish.
Speaking of my leg, this guy has 2 that don't work. Tony Pollard.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
my leg.
My leg.
3
Tony
year, 24
Pollard
million.
going into that dust of a place that's Tennessee.
I don't know, man.
Nah.
Look, it's that same. I think I'm putting the Texans, the Titans, in the same category right now as Minnesota. They have a couple pieces,
And I don't believe in any of them.
They have a couple pieces. If they get a quarterback figured out, they would be.
I think
they'd be.
I
good.
think they're gonna run with Levis. I don't think they're gonna.
Well, then I guess
has to be
it all
now.
depends on how much you rely on Will Levis going into this season. Because look, now they got Tony Pollard. Now they got
Don't say it like that.
no. Look,
They got
Tony
Tony
Pollard.
Pollard.
They got Tajay Spears, like you said.
Good player.
They got Calvin Ridley. We'll talk about that next week. And they got this guy. What's the name of this guy? Oh my God, what's his name?
Oh, that guy.
No.
Oh, that
They
guy.
got Mason Rudolph.
No. Well, Mason. Yeah. What are you? What, bro?
Oh, they got that guy.
No. Oh man. Look, I'm gonna figure it out.
Oh, that's the guy that they got though, right there. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That guy.
Oh,
The
that
center.
guy.
You're talking about the center, Lloyd.
Oh, the guy that they got.
No.
Lloyd Cushenberry.
Is that all they've done?
Yeah,
No,
they haven't done anything else.
Yeah, you know when they got the guy.
Yo, dude, get out of here, bro.
Where am I gonna go?
Out of here.
This is all they've done. This is all they've done.
Okay.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go get the
you're
guy.
on that
Yeah.
list. Oh, you're on that list.
I'm gonna go and get the guy.
Listen.
That's where I'm gonna
I'm
go.
sick and tired of being sick and tired, okay? Oh, here we go. Oh, you're on this list. This is what we should be looking at. Talking about moves. Oh yeah. Let's see. Nick Folk. Another loser. I don't know.
I have more faith in Minnesota than Tennessee.
Even if Minnesota had a better quarterback,
What do you mean?
Tennessee had a better quarterback. I mean, I'm sorry. If Tennessee had a better quarterback with the pieces,
Like who? Give me an example.
What if they re-signed Ryan Tannehill?
I don't know if it's a really better quarterback.
Better than any other one available right now.
I guess.
Fun fact, we haven't gotten into it.
No,
yet.
Tony Pollard's on that team. I have no faith.
But now that there's two running backs there, right? Like him and Tajay Spears. The last time that we got the best of Tony Pollard on television
Was when he had a.
is when he had Zeke Elliott.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
When he was in Dallas. When they were fighting for that one and he wanted to be that guy, he turned it on. Maybe what he needs is a little competition. Hopefully.
Or change of pace. I don't know.
But the other thing is, like we said before, the Titans had the worst O-line in football last year. So that's a big question mark. Maybe that's why they secured a running back.
They're
for
also
so
one
long.
injury away from having Mason Rudolph be their starter.
Hey, man.
So I have no faith in this team. I think Calvin Ridley messed up. I mean, money talks. He got paid.
Yeah, I was about to say he got paid.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah, and I think he's one of those receivers that he'll be fine wherever he
He's
goes.
living in Tennessee.
You
for
also got
92
D-Hop
million.
still on that team.
Who do you trust more, D-Hop or Keenan Allen?
D-Hop.
You're crazy. You're a criminal. Should be arrested
We had
for
this
what you just said.
conversation, bro. I've had this conversation before with you, bro. The truth is that I don't really see. I don't know. I already
Cody
talk-
can't read.
Yeah,
and
I
talk.
can't read either. I'm not.
Keenan
good at-
Allen is light years ahead
Oh,
of D-Hop, and we'll talk about that next week because
You're
I
out of-
can't have a 10-minute rant
you're out
right
of your
now.
mind, dude. Okay, so Austin Eckler to the Commanders.
Austin Eckler's another bum.
2 years, 11.5.
He's not going to do much in Washington.
It looks like the Commanders want to make moves. I mean, if we're going down to the Commanders list, let's see if
They
I
just
can do
traded
this.
Sam Howell.
They did. I
They
saw that
did.
to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They signed Zach Ertz.
Do we
That-
think Sam Howell is better than Drew Lock?
Mm,
He was leading the league in passing yards
Yeah.
for like at least a half of the
I
season.
like Drew Lock. I think they're in
Well,
the
you
same.
better like him. He's on your team.
Yeah, I know.
We'll
I
get
think they're
to
on the
that
same
too.
level.
Okay.
They
I'll take
also
that.
signed Marcus Mariota as a backup.
Bobby Wagner,
Bobby Wagner's a big move.
Marcus Mariota.
Arguably one of the best linebackers in
Uh,
the last 10 years.
Who's their starting quarterback?
Right now, it's going to be Marcus Mariota or whoever they draft.
They're not going to do anything. I want to see who they draft.
You're a hater, dude.
I don't think
Where was all this energy when you were talking about the Giants earlier?
we're talking about them next. Let's talk about Singletary.
All right. Ooh. I threw it and you caught it. That was magical.
Let's talk about them next.
All right, so let's talk about it. 3 years, 16.5 million. I gotta say, losing Saquon is a downgrade regardless.
Yeah, there's
Right.
there's only like one person you can
But like
replace
you
him
said, Singletary may seem a little more durable. So what is it they say? In order to be great, you got to be consistently good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You like that one, right? That's a gem
Yeah.
in the rough. Let's talk about it. If what they need out of a running back is someone a little more durable, because they have their line issues, they already made some moves off with the line in general, which we can get into that right now. Actually, the truth is
They need to
that
revamp.
I
the line.
think, even though they have a lot of questions at receiver, I think that in general they're doing the right thing. They signed Isaiah McKenzie to a 1 year. They got Drew Lock. They signed a defensive end, Brian Burns, who's a demon. And they got Devin Singletary on a 1 year. Besides that, they signed a guard and an offensive tackle. So it looks like they're trying to put pieces around the line to make their running game a little more secure. With a healthy running back, who knows? Maybe the Giants could be a little more successful, especially since Daniel Jones likes to run the ball so much.
Well, Daniel Jones needs to fight for a starting spot.
Over Drew Lock?
Yep. I think that's going to be a battle in camp.
Drew Lock already came in and quoted that he was told that Daniel Jones is QB1. So I don't know how much of a fight that's going to be.
Yeah, I
It'll
don't
be a
know.
fight.
And they got to start the guy they paid
Yeah,
as well.
I guess.
I
don't know. I think
unfortunately, but it happened.
The
They
Giants-
know they do have to start the guy they paid.
Yeah.
That's,
until they cut him at the end of the season.
He got a 4-year deal though. You can't cut him. They got to trade him.
The next 2 years aren't guaranteed. So,
I don't know, man.
look, I like this move. The Giants need to realize that they need to slowly rebuild. They're not in a window to compete right now.
Right.
They need a quarterback. They need a line. They need receivers.
Yo.
They need a tight end. Waller's about to retire. So
He's about to start his rap career.
So, like, they don't have anything. You need to slowly build that up again. Singletary's a nice bridge. I don't know if he's going to even be around for when the Giants are competing.
Now,
It's only a 3-year.
I got to tell you this, and this excited me when I heard this, and it hurt me that it excited me. So I want to share this with you. Antonio Gibson with the New England Patriots.
It's a good move.
3-year, $11 million.
I think we mentioned that when we talked about him. We talked about that
We did.
as a fit.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Antonio Gibson's another running back that does well when there's another running back present.
Mhm.
You know, as we saw with him and Brian Robinson Jr.
He has that.
I like him and Zeke Elliott in that
Zeke Elliott's not going to
backfield.
be there.
He's not going
He's
to
a
be
free
there.
agent.
Oh,
But he has
my bad.
Stevenson.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, my bad.
There you go. You got
I
it.
got the wrong running back on the brain, but
They're,
Stevenson.
they're talking
I
about
think
Zeke
is
maybe
really
being a
good.
Cowboy again.
Now they need him.
They don't have a running back.
They didn't sign anyone at all.
No.
Oh right, because they haven't made any moves in free agency.
Their
We were
lawyers are
talking
too
about-
busy with Dak.
Oh man, maybe we'll talk about that during the quarterback week too, if we want to talk about that at all. But I like that a lot. I've always liked Antonio Gibson. Honestly, that's a player I feel like, unfortunately, he may have let most of his peak seasons go in the Commanders. But hopefully he has a little gas in the tank. Maybe Gerard Mayo could really turn that around for him. I think they're gonna be a run-heavy team again this year. Obviously,
Well, they just traded their QB.
they just traded their QB, Mac Jones, but no one's like, oh no.
They're going
You
to
know what I
draft
mean?
one.
Anyone they draft would probably be
Better than Mac
equivalent-
Jones?
Yeah, it'd be a lateral move at quarterback if you
That's
ask
what they said
me.
about Mac Jones.
Yeah, but Mac Jones is a bum, dude.
I know, but you never know with the draft.
They
You never
also have
know.
that guy that they started for a couple weeks last year that was doing decent, Bailey Zappi.
I like Zappy.
He was doing all right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe there's a little hope. Now, there's 2 running backs that didn't get signed that I'm surprised by.
Mhm.
They haven't signed J.K. Dobbins anywhere, as mentioned. And they haven't signed Clyde Edwards-Helaire to anywhere.
I think Hilaire, if the price is right, stays a Chief.
Well, not for nothing. Like we said, we're going to get into it next week. But
Yeah.
if things go as they are going in the wide receiver category for Kansas City, maybe there might not be room for an extra running back.
Maybe. There's always room for a backup. They lost both backups this offseason. They
Yeah,
have to.
And Pacheco did get hurt for a little
Yeah,
bit. But
so-
they also got this guy. What's his name? There's another running back that they have. David, do you know that?
The other one? No, I don't.
Let's see. See if I can look
I
it
don't
up
think
here.
they signed one. I'm looking at it right now.
McKinnon?
He's a
he's
free
not-
agent.
So do you
So-
think it's more likely that they re-sign McKinnon or they re-sign Edwards-Helaire?
I don't know. They seem to like Hilaire more, but I think they'd be happy if either or coming back.
That'd be unfortunate, to be honest with you. Now, honestly, that's all we got for running backs right now. You got anything else you want to say? Anybody else you want to mention?
No, I'm out of
Near
energy.
and dear to your heart?
I'm out of energy.
All right. Well, I guess on that note, if we're wrapping up this list, we're going to go into keeping score.
Woo!
Cue the music! And we're back.
Oh, that was quick.
And now people are laughing when that happens. So
yeah,
people
now
are
because now it's not even serious
right.
anymore.
So welcome
Now
to
it's like a
Keeping
thing.
Score. Keeping Score is where we talk about everything inside and outside of the court. Talking about basketball, talking about baseball. People have requested hockey on the show. People have requested.
They sure have.
They sure
Who's
have.
they?
Oh, you don't even want to know about they.
Yeah.
Gary?
Because they don't want you to know, so that is why they are they to you and we to me.
They don't have to worry. They don't have to worry about. I don't know enough about hockey.
People have requested UFC on the show. We get fan mail.
That's
I don't know if
Ali.
you've
That's
heard it.
definitely Ali.
We get people talking about that want to talk about college football on the show, a little bit of soccer. People have asked about boxing. People even have mentioned cricket, as you so have heard.
We're getting ahead of ourselves here.
That's what keeping score is all about, though. You know?
Yeah.
Anything that is not football, this is what it's for. So hey, maybe one day we'll throw a little curveball at you, play a little folk music, and get into some bowling or darts, or
Oh,
crew. But
Why
on
does
that
David
note,
have a Mickey Mouse
What?
hand on his.
Oh no, the mouse on David's laptop really is something else. You know, it looks like a mouse tool.
Oh my goodness gracious.
But on that note, ha ha.
All right, David, what you got in basketball?
Honestly, not a lot of big news going on right now. Most of these teams are in their playoff hunt. I do want to say, I believe the Knicks are 14-2 with OG Anunoby
Okay.
on the starting lineup.
Good signing.
Which is really big for them, man, because right now I think the Knicks, they're not going to be in that top seed, but if they can land at like 6 and go against like a number 3 Cleveland,
They might
something
be okay.
like that. You know, because what they want to do is they want to avoid. What do the Knicks want to do? They want to avoid the Celtics, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
At all costs.
And maybe the Heat.
I don't think healthy. I don't think there's anybody that other than the Celtics really that could bother them unless Joel comes back and
Milwaukee.
all that stuff. I don't know, something about Milwaukee, man. I
Indiana?
don't like. Indiana's a problem. Indiana's the highest scoring team in the league right now too.
No, I've been watching a little basketball.
I think if the Knicks manage to be all healthy, they're a top 3 team in the East.
Now, do you think that by playoff time they could have Julius Randle back? Is that a
I mean, if
realistic
he
thing?
stays on course, then yeah.
I mean, right now they're saying that Julius Randle's been out for a little longer than expected.
Yeah.
So, he may not. If you see Julius Randle, you know you want him to come back by that first round, but you never know, man. It hits his shoulder. He plays in the post. You know how he's like a bully. You know what I mean? So they
Right,
got it.
right.
So I don't know.
I would love to see Mitchell Robinson back.
Yeah, I think if you could get Mitchell Robertson back at the least, that'll bolster up your defense a little more.
Yeah, on top of
And,
Anobi.
and you may be able to, you know what I'm saying? Because if you can get out that, if you could match, I think you match up well with the Cavaliers, personally, the Knicks. So that's what the matchup they're looking at. That game the other night against Philly was good.
Yeah,
Um,
caught a little bit of that.
yeah,
one.
basketball is exciting right now, man. Not a lot of, moves obviously
Did you
went
see,
on. Trade deadlines already, came and went. So
Did you see Brunson past Melo as a Knick who scored the most 40 points in the season?
yeah, that's cool.
It's pretty cool.
I mean, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It is
I still think Carmelo's a way better player than Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
I think Jalen Brunson still has a lot to go to even be compared to Carmelo.
I don't know.
And
I
that's only
think it's
because-
pretty close. I think Brunson might.
No, it's not. It's not close, and you're not a basketball purist, and that's why you don't know that it's not.
I winked at Cody before I said that. I want to hear your reaction.
His
and that's
voice
why you
definitely
don't.
went up. Hey, no.
And that's
no.
why you know it's not
He
close.
might even be better than LeBron. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, obviously you're trolling now, but in reality though, it's funny that you say that because literally, like Carmelo's one of those players, dude, that really gets. It's funny how you can be like known as a great player, but almost underrated at the same time in certain like I feel like
I mean,
Not
I think
underrated
it
or-
has to
or-
do with his play style.
or maybe devalued. And play style is which is how everybody's playing now.
Yeah.
Imagine Melo now. Imagine a 24 to 26
He'd
year
be
old
nice.
Melo right now where you can't touch him or nothing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I think he was just in the wrong era.
He'd put up 50.
Yeah.
Melo
I
could give
agree.
it to you from anywhere, bro.
Now, I actually saw some basketball news. It's not a news. I guess it's a fun statistic, right? And I think it'd be interesting to say this to you because I don't know if you saw this or we could have this
I
conversation.
really hope it's
right?
not what I think it is, but go ahead.
I'm gonna say it. So they said that LeBron, his streak of having 10 or more points in a game, is 1,028 games.
Okay.
Shaq's entire career was 1,027 games. So as of right now, LeBron's streak of having 10 points or more is longer than Shaq's entire career.
That's a cool stat.
But when does that go back to? When was the last time LeBron didn't score 10 points?
1,027 games or 8 games ago.
Can we do the math on that? 1,028?
It's either said 1,028 days or 1,028 games.
Divided by, what is 82 games a season? That'd be 13 seasons about.
Which
Ago?
is interesting.
It's a lot.
As two of the greatest Lakers of all time.
You want to hear a stat that I'm really not that I don't even want to bring it up honestly.
Well, you just like 90% did, and then now you didn't. So
Nah, it's because like it really doesn't. It kind of pisses me off.
Breaking news: Domingo Herman is going to the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh.
For
what? I don't know who that is. Are you serious?
For $1.5 million.
It's a baseball one.
Can we please? I want to hear this thing that's gonna.
No. So I saw this stat right
Right.
about AD that he's like 0-7 against Domantas Sabonis and like 0-whatever against Jokic.
I saw that too. What do you have to say, David? I know you said he was a top 5 player.
Top 10 player.
I don't like it.
If he's top 5, does that make Sabonis 4?
But see, and that's why, and that's why, and that's why I don't like stats like that, because are you picking Domantas Sabonis over Anthony Davis on your team?
No, absolutely not. It's not even close.
PD, answer honestly.
A basketball team?
Yo,
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'll choose AD.
What does that even mean, bro?
Domantas Sabonis is a great offensive player, and he's
not Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and he's been on great teams, so that's why it's like I don't know. I saw that stat and it's been lingering on me, and I forget who put it up.
Cody.
No, it wasn't Cody. It was one of these sites. I don't know. That felt the
PFF.
need to, yeah,
that
felt the need to come at my boy, but
it wasn't CBS Sports. We know CBS.
It wasn't.
Sports
It would never.
It wasn't big
like
CBS.
That.
It wasn't big CBS.
How big is my CBS? So
David's got to chill.
David loves that one, dude. I don't know what it is.
All right, well, the Knicks are going to win the finals. Anthony Davis is a top 10 player in the world.
Yo, he's having a good time.
Yo, you don't think that's hilarious?
I'm glad that you.
Imagine somebody goes, yo, how big is your CVS, bro? Like, what?
Like, what am I supposed to give you, a square foot number? 34 cubed.
Anyway,
but needless to say, I feel like, is there anything that really happened that was super crazy in the NBA?
No, like I said, the trade deadline's pretty much over. Pretty much over. It is over, so there's not going to be any moves like that. You are going to catch a couple of maybe guys that were injured coming back. I know Kawhi's back tonight.
Right.
Lakers got Gabe Vincent maybe possibly returning someday soon. He's played 3 games.
Okay.
No, we signed the guy for 3 years. We gave him like $12 million or whatever the case may be, and he sucks. Well, I don't want to say sucks. He's just been hurt. So, there's not really a whole bunch of moves like that going on. Just some good basketball. The teams that are supposed to be playing well are
We're in
playing
the final
well.
stretch.
Yeah, exactly. The teams that are supposed to be playing well are playing well. You've got, some key injuries. You got some key guys coming back. So it's all a grind. A lot of these teams right now are trying to just, if they're in good playoff position, trying to keep their playoff position and are trying to make a push. One of the teams that's trying to make a push, and like, I feel like they can be so exciting, but yet they just can't manage to close out some of these wins, and I think it's a defensive problem. The Mavericks, man. Kyrie last night put up 40, like 36, 12 assists with no Luka in the game. Like, there's a lot of tech. Daniel Gafford had a crazy game.
I have to ask from somebody who's just casually into basketball.
Right.
Luka's what, top 3 player in the sport right now? Debatably.
Yeah,
debatably. Why is it that the Mavericks struggle so much?
And I'll tell you, and that's a great question.
Because you have Kyrie on that team.
I believe that the Mavericks struggle so much because of Luka. If that makes sense.
So he's not great defensively.
He's not great defensively. He's actually not even good defensively. He's a liability defensively.
Let me put it this way: do you think if you traded?
I'm gonna tell you like this
Jalen
real
Brunson
quick before you say
Luka,
that. Before you say that, I want to make this statement, and I'm gonna make it while we're recording so everybody can hear it, and you can stamp it however you like. Luka will never win a championship
in Dallas.
Anywhere
He will never win a championship
unless he bless you.
Thank you.
Unless he changes his play style. Luka Doncic doesn't play off the ball. He doesn't play defense. Like, the reason that he averages what he does is because the offense literally is completely dictated by him.
Like the Harden plays.
But all right, so question: didn't you say like Melo would have so much success? Doesn't he have a similar play style? He was better defensively.
Yeah, but Melo was known as like.
But he wasn't great off the ball.
That's why I said Harden, because Harden was known to be like a wild shooter, and he never played any defense.
But I'm saying, do we really think that Melo?
Yeah, but Melo never won a championship either.
No, yeah. So do you think that play style just can't win a championship?
I think play style has a lot to do with it. Now don't get me wrong. Now, if you have somebody, but see, now this is the thing. Now you mentioned somebody like Carmelo. Carmelo was ball dominant when it came to scoring, but if Carmelo had a good point guard, he could still set up. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Luka is your point guard, and he's also your scorer. So that hinders other guys. Like, that makes a lot of guys basically just spot-up shooters. So if those other spot-up shooters aren't making shots, well, you're done. Okay, Luka gave you 40, but everybody else shot 30% from the field.
I think I agree.
So, you know what I mean? So that kind of, which Kyrie kind of makes up for that, right? Which is why Kyrie's there. But Kyrie is also another ball-dominant guy.
Yeah.
Look at Steph Curry. Steph Curry's ball-dominant. He brings the ball up. But Steph Curry's running around screens and everything. He can set up for a jump shot or whatever the case may be.
And that's why he has my vote for president.
All right. So Luka's a great player.
Yes.
But he is harder to build a team around than, let's say, LeBron. Because LeBron can do so much more on a court to win a championship, right?
I think LeBron is a tricky...
I think LeBron and Luka can do... The only thing that LeBron probably has over Luka...
Playmaking, defense.
Well, no, because they can... Well, defense... okay, maybe there's a couple of things. I would say defense, athleticism, and IQ are the three things that stand out a lot
Not
more.
playmaking?
Luka's a pretty good playmaker, too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But he has to be, because that's his play style. Because he's not off ball, so he can't go by himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've even seen LeBron hit up a spot up three. But anyway.
All right, I want to ask you a question, actually. Yeah. As great as Jalen Brunson has been,
right?
Do you think if the Knicks were fully healthy and you swapped Luka and Jalen Brunson, would Luka win a championship in New York with that team? Because I feel like the Knicks
are a more defensive
I
team.
think the Knicks are perfectly built for what Luka needs to win a chip. A team like that, right? Heavily defensive.
That's a good point.
That's interesting.
I gave you a
say
tough one.
that because
that was a tough
wasn't
one.
Jalen Brunson?
He was a Maverick.
He was a Maverick. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a tough one. I mean, I'm gonna name some of the people like.
Answer my question, David. Though you can avoid it.
I mean, I don't know. Listen, I mean, a team like the Knicks would give, Luka a lot of support on that. But again, Jalen Brunson's another guy that can kind of play off the ball too.
Yeah.
And Luka can't. So, yes, he has somebody that's going to, he has a team that's going to support him defensively. But now the offense is completely ridden by him. Like the Knicks, like you got Dante DiVincenzo bring up the ball, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson's playing off the ball. They'll play off they'll set up a motion off of him with Dante DiVincenzo. They'll do different things. Luka doesn't do that. If it's in his hands and it's in his hands, that's it.
Yeah. Do you think it's gonna be a problem when Luka and Jokic team up in the future?
You said when?
They will. I think they will.
I don't know. I don't think they ever will. And
they want to.
Of course they want to. I feel like Luka will win his accolades. He'll win an MVP or two. He'll win stuff like that. Perennial All-Star. It'll be all those things. But a championship, and with that style of play, I don't see it. I don't see it. I've seen championships, like one, right? And all of those players, like, even though they're ball dominant, LeBron, Jokic, like these guys, they make their, I don't know, they can also do it on both sides. So
right. Who wins a championship first? Luka or Tatum?
Tatum.
Okay.
Easy.
Now, on that note, right, I have article that came up today on ESPN. You know, not CBS Sports, but ESPN. And I think it'll tie in really well with what you guys are talking about. I want to see how this will affect anything. So, in a meeting with NBA's competition committee on Tuesday, the league office outlined an increased officiating focus on offensive players hunting out fouls and veering off pathways to the basket into defenders, and how those points of emphasis have impacted a decrease in league scoring.
Good.
So basically, they're going to focus in more on people drawing fouls when they're trying to score from anywhere on the court. Now, I think that
They've been doing a little bit of that in the past couple years.
but now that it's like official coming from the committee itself, what does that mean for the older players that are used to that might have to like pull back how they play,
You're gonna have to
like
adjust.
LeBron and like, you know, players that are more offensive in general are aggressive offensively in general, like, you know, Giannis might be, or the Embiids of the NBA, or, you know, the people that just flop. It's basically for flopping.
You're gonna have to adjust, and if you're a great player, you can adjust. That's it.
But then does this affect the whole thing that people were talking about like, you know, you guys were talking about, I don't remember if this was on the mic or off. We're having a little bit of a conversation about how Julius Randle, it's going to take him a little longer because of the style of basketball that he plays. You just said that like maybe 5 minutes ago. So when it comes to players like that have potentially made their first
a
All-Star
career
out of that style of play.
It's going to hurt them a lot.
Yeah. So where does that line up with being more defensive in general, where it's going to hurt even more so to a player like Luka Doncic, where even if he can't be well defensively, he's taking advantage of other people's defensive styles.
David, I would like to see what you have to say about this, but I think it's become a lot easier to score in the NBA.
Of course.
And I think they need to help the defense, and I think this is a good way to help them. Because right now it's hard to defend if everybody's just drawing foul.
Well, there's already been talks about changing the rules and like implementing it, making it, because it's really hard for defensive players nowadays.
Yeah.
Like the way you have to put your hands, the way, like, you know what I mean. So you can't touch these guys in any type of way. You went from a league where you could at least place your hand, you know what I mean, and maybe try to guide or whatever. Because listen, like, that's gonna affect some players, but if you're really good, that hand's not gonna do nothing to me. You know what I mean? But by taking hand checking, we'll call it hand checking, but by taking hand checking away completely, you've made even mediocre guys be able to take you off the dribble and, you know, do certain things. So, and which is why you have this huge influx in scoring, and why you have these crazy blowouts. Because if you put a team that has a few really good offensive players, and the other team already isn't the best defensively, you're done for.
Now, this is
what are you gonna do if a team goes up? Like, I can't stop you in it. So if I'm whoever and I'm going against Devin Booker, I know Devin Booker. Like, I can do absolutely nothing to stop Devin Booker.
Right.
Devin Booker can get to whatever spot that he wants, and if I'm even close to his airspace, and he falls or flails or whatever, it's a foul.
So let me ask you this. So this article says that the reason they're doing this is because of a decrease in league scoring.
I don't know what decrease in league scoring means, because that has to be.
Does that mean that the NBA in general is scoring less points?
This is one of the highest scoring seasons in NBA history.
Where do you see that?
And how those points of emphasis have impacted a decrease in league scoring. That's what it says. This is from Woj. So that's why I'm a little confused.
I don't know.
Because when it says a decrease in league scoring, does that mean that like the
literally
lower tier? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying this is literally the highest scoring. Like, teams are averaging 115 points. What?
So does that? All right. So I guess maybe what this could mean is that, you know, the lower tier, like the range of how much teams are scoring has increased. You know what I mean? Like, where there could be teams that are hitting, let's say, 130 to 140 a night, is there also like the worst teams in the NBA scoring like maybe not even 100?
No, most teams are scoring over 100 points. even getting the blowouts are like 126 to like 104.
So what could this article even be referring to? Though?
How about we ask Woj and we'll come back next week?
We'll just ask him ourselves.
I'll ask him. I'll text him.
You have his phone.
I got it.
I'll hit up Silver. Don't even worry about
There
it.
you go. All right. Well, I think that's all we got for you.
I don't know, David. You got anything else you want to say?
Real quick.
Yeah, please.
Just got announced not too long ago. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul.
Mike Tyson should kill him. Theoretically.
What was something just happened?
No.
David?
No, I mean.
Oh.
I just don't.
Real quick, he said.
This one's
just
not going to be
don't-
quick. Let me save it for next week because it's not going to be quick.
All right, whatever. All right. Well, okay. On another note, real quick. So I started watching a little bit more UFC. This guy, purple hair, Sean O'Malley, man,
Yeah, animal.
good guy, man. He's a good guy. He's good.
I don't know if he's a
Now
good
everybody
guy.
knows
Good guy?
who's a good guy and who's not. You could text Woj. David knows Sean O'Malley in his free time. I don't know, man. Where's the people that I know?
Oh,
Well,
you tell us.
Who do you know?
You know, I got some people coming up on the show. that
Hey,
I think
now.
I know, but we're gonna leave that in the
Hey,
top.
talk about it.
And on that note,
Wait, nothing else going on in the baseball world?
spring training. I mean, Garrett Cole had an MRI on his elbow. Yankee fans were scared
Nervous.
for the worst.
My dad was stressing.
I just talked to your dad. I didn't. He didn't take the news as well as I thought he would. So
What do you mean as well? He was devastated.
I thought no.
No.
So it turned out it was the best case scenario.
Well,
You
so
know?
that's good.
He had some swelling in his elbow. He got an MRI. It wasn't conclusive. He got a second opinion. People were fearing the worst, which would be Tommy John surgery, which would mean he'd be out basically 2 full years.
Yeah.
Damn.
He'd be out all of this year and then wouldn't come back till next September. Yeah. That was the worst. That was the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
That's what people were prepared for that. They were like, this is probably what's going to happen.
Okay.
It came back. Was it today or yesterday? Yesterday we heard that he's only going to miss 1 to 2 months.
Oh, that's not that bad at all.
No.
Then.
It's pretty good. So I was
Shout
like,
out to Garrett.
so
Cole.
I saw your dad. I was like, yo, Derry, how do you feel about this? He's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I don't like it. Well, this is the best that could have happened.
No, it's definitely the best that could have happened. I mean, it just sucks, but
I think he's in a boat where he's like, I'll believe it when I see him back.
Yeah.
I think he's still nervous.
I can understand that.
Yeah, I've been there.
But
Baseball slowly about to start in a couple weeks. We're almost there.
slowly but surely.
Blake Snell still doesn't have a home.
You know, I would love it if, like, coming up on keeping score, you know, for the people that follow me, if they're in the same boat as me, I really don't know as much about baseball. Maybe coming up we could start, like, ranking who are the best and worst teams in the MLB.
I could give you a power ranking.
Like a 1 to 10 1 week
I could be 1 to 30.
right now.
No, next week. I have to think
You're going to
about
do it?
I can give you a 1 to 4.
One day, I'm gonna get these rankings out too for these
Dodgers,
draft picks. One day.
Yeah, for sure. One day.
Dodgers, Braves. The cold does hurt the Yankees to me a little bit. This is tough.
The Padres?
No, they're not in the top 4. Phillies might be. Texas might be. Yankees probably are 4
If healthy.
if healthy. Houston is always going to be there.
So it's looking pretty standard for the MLB right now.
Yeah, it's Dodgers, Braves.
Per regular scheduled program.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Don't sleep on Arizona.
look forward to that. We'll talk a little bit about that next week. And, yeah, we're looking good. So stay tuned for when we talk a little bit more about the free agent moves in the quarterback section. A little more keeping score. A little more, maybe some water polo. Who knows? And on that note, also, yeah.